Surf Simply exceeded my expectations. The way I described it to a friend who said, you know, where are you going? You're going to a surf camp, you're going to a hotel, I said, no, I'm going to Surf Simply. Surf Simply is a surf academy where I can become a better surfer. And so with what would be, you know, 50 years of surfing, I thought that there wasn't much more that I was going to be able to learn or improve upon, but unquestionably, Surf Simply has given me new tools that I'm now able to apply to my surfing, and I believe by the time I hit my 65th birthday, I'm going to be a better surfer.
My first trip here was actually a last-minute trip, and so when I came, it was like nothing I'd experienced before in terms of surf training. And when I was here, actually, I said to a couple of the coaches, I have this friend who's a really good surfer, surfed all his life, he's my age, and did they think he could benefit from the coaching? They said, oh, absolutely. Convinced Chuck that he ought to come back with me, and I think it absolutely paid off for him.
So I've been surfing for over 50 years. And Tom said, Chuck, you can become a better surfer by going to Surf Simply. And so here I am.
I love to surf since I was, young, like 10 years old, but, life kind of got in the way of it, and I was only able to go, on the weekends, and I really wanted to get back in better shape, better surfing, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to get some good lessons and some coaching that I really needed.
A lot of the people in my area, they all surf, and they actually follow the podcast, Surf Simply podcast. So they were telling me, hey, the best place for you to go to learn is going to be Surf Simply. I pretty much got together a group of guys that I thought would have a good time, like to spend a week with. And I knew all 9, but not all 9 knew each other. It was great. It was great, all of us coming out here, all different levels coming out here and pretty much having a good time, and during the day getting up and surfing, encouraging each other how to be a better surfer.
He set up the whole trip for us. I think it was about 10 or 14 months planned out, and he gathered all of us together to come here.
I was reticent, really didn't want to go, never had any interest in surfing, but wanted to hang out with the buddies, and that's how it started off for me.
Nick convinced me, Aaron convinced me, so I came on, and the best decision of my life.
There he is.
I came to Surf Simply for not only to improve my skills, but in order to prepare for a trip to the Maldives. There's certain moves that I've not been able to improve upon, things that I've been doing for, maybe decades, that I just needed to change. And I'm surfing much better in just a matter of 5 days.
We're going to go to the Maldives and on a boat trip. So we're going to be in what's called the Central Atolls, and it'll be definitely challenging waves, and we need to step our game up. But I think we made a lot of progress here. So we're a lot closer to the trip than we were before.
And actually one of my goals was, even though I'm getting up there in years, I don't want to be regressing, and I wasn't sure I could progress. Within a couple of days, I knew that, okay, I can still get better.
I was just expecting to, maybe not even get up at all, because I've never been into water sports. I didn't learn how to swim until I was a teenager. This surpassed my expectations in that I feel just more comfortable in there, and I was able to get up on my first day, which was a shock.
I could see myself improving just gradually, day by day,
want to say my surfing's probably improved at least 100, 200%.
On this trip, we had anywhere from a level 1 like myself. We had level 2s, level 3s, and level 4s, and everyone on this trip got better. There's no way I would have thought coming here as level 1 and leaving pretty much being able to paddle out to the outside and trying to catch 5 to 6 foot waves.
Throwing you guys to the wolves this week.
Right, yeah.
What's really different about the coaching here is that they really break down the process from the physics of board design to analyzing waves to technique. I mean, they really break it down essentially to a science.
The coaches are amazing. They push me, which is kind of what I needed to get to the next level.
Great to see how well they all work together and how much fun they have working together.
You could tell they truly love what they do.
Yeah.
And that translates to us.
Yeah, the coaches seem like
They really enjoy what they
have
do.
endless enthusiasm, which is amazing.
Exactly.
I mean, I wish I loved my job as much.
Exactly.
I mean, I had the blessing of a young woman, Jessie, that she's a great surfer in her own right, but she's gifted. She's gifted with the ability to teach, and it's not often that those two things go together.
Will was our coach, fabulous. He did a great job. I'm pretty stubborn. I've been surfing a long time, and I'm kind of set in my ways. He really used like a Socratic method of, asking questions rather than telling, and it really worked for me because I kind of came around. I was like, yeah, you really should. Yeah, let me think about that. And
Teal is just a fierce woman, very encouraging, very professional, and Tommy is just. My nickname for Tommy was Baywatch, so we had Baywatch out here, and Tommy's a great instructor, very tactical. Felt like just hanging out with one of the guys and hanging out with Tommy.
Having all the support you have here, with all the coaches and all your buddies around you, and you're not afraid to charge big waves. So once you get back to San Diego, it's like, I've done that before.
I couldn't feel more secure or safe being out there with them by my side. Allowed me to kind of take some risks and chances that I probably normally wouldn't have taken without having them next to me.
I never really liked the water, and they probably sensed my lack of zeal and enthusiasm, but their enthusiasm and sort of just love for being out there and surfing was contagious. So even a bum like me who didn't really want to be out there felt like being out there for every session. And both of them, thank you, Tommy and Teal, you guys were just spectacular.
One of the highlights of the week was definitely when they took us down to Ostianal, and it was a pretty good sized day, and it was kind of surf that if I had been there by myself, I would have been pretty intimidated.
It's a short drive, and it was just a totally different break than Giona's. It's real, it was big, very powerful, very challenging.
We took a small trip and visited a different wave, or challenging wave. It was fantastic.
From surfing, the highlight was being able to catch the face of a wave.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and then on non-surfing, I guess would be the highlight was Dennis's cooking. Out of the world, out of this world.
The food was amazing, day in, day out. I may have gained weight.
It's getting sort of world-class cooking.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna go back home and eat what we're gonna eat when we get back home.
Yeah, we'll have to fake it for our wives.
Yeah.
For me, the highlight is pretty much, it's not one thing. I think the highlight is pretty much the whole experience. I mean, I got to get to know some great teachers, some great, just great people here. Everyone here really has the Pura Vida spirit. Pretty much is what we call in Hawaii the Aloha spirit. Everyone here is very welcoming, very in tune to want you to have a good time here.
Here we go. Good morning, young guys. How are you? Excellent. How are you? As enthusiastic as ever. Huh?
So I feel like Surf Simply is, what they've created is a really holistic approach to surfing. The way that the whole day breathed in terms of activities was not overwhelming. There was enough downtime. And then the additional teaching that went on. A class on breathing, remarkable. I mean, we all get held underwater a long time. Well, I know how to do it better now. Surfboard design, felt like I knew a lot about it. It was so nice to know more. And the passion that you saw in every discipline, people were just so enthused and happy to have you here.
It's an interesting combination of vacation, but real applied learning. And you know, surfing's not a sport that's had that kind of discipline applied to it, and that's one of the great things about Surf Simply is they've really figured out that model for the sport. And even more so, as I talk to some of the coaches here, you can see that the vision they have for where they're going to continue to take that model, they're thinking many years down the road, and I'm very impressed by that.
So they make you work real hard, and you see your progression from start to finish, from the first day to the last day, and it's a rewarding effort.
In a few words, Surf Simply, I would say, first of all, it's fun.
Fun.
Welcoming.
Something you will not forget.
Intense.
A passion for surfing.
Exciting.
Tactical.
Committed to excellence.
Exhausting.
And rewarding.
Overbooked.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Because Surf Simply just created this vibe, we were able to actually get closer. Just all 9 of us, actually even all 12 of us. We didn't know 3 of the people that were on this trip with us, but we got to know them and probably meet up with them many days to come. So
the people here, the guys that came to Surf Simply, the staff at Surf Simply, just created such a wonderful environment.
I feel from what I'm learning here, I can keep pushing. I don't need to slow down. There's so much more I can learn. There's so much more enjoyment I can get out of the sport. Got a lot of years to go.
Probably the best way and the only way to learn how to surf properly is to come through this school and learn each stepwise process and go through the tree of knowledge.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, this is the gold
yeah.
standard. I can't imagine it getting better than this. So
yeah, genuinely.
Yeah, I can't imagine it to get better.
Yeah.